Good morning everyone, I'm here in the BYD Seal All-Wheel Drive Excellence, and today we're gonna do a long distance trip test. I want to drive my typical round, around 600 kilometers. I started at my starting point at 98%, almost 90, so it was 99. I drove on and it instantly went to 98. I reset my trips. In this car you don't have a real trip, so you cannot see your real average consumption for the whole trip. It only does it for the last 50 kilometers or for the whole life of the car. I tried to navigate using the internal navigation. By the way, it's even though it's 88 kilometers to go to where I have to switch something, it is zoomed in like crazy. I can't see anything where I'm going. I have to zoom out. It takes the right route to the first charger that I want to go, but I couldn't plan a whole route, so I couldn't go to one destination then navigate to another destination. That didn't work. I can only go to one destination and that's it. And so I know I want to go to Tronity Himmelkron. It tells me we arrive with 8%. That's not incredible with a car with an 82 kilowatt hour battery, but I'm only driving 130 around that because I know that the car is charging not very good. That's the problem with this car on a long distance trip. You don't want to charge to a high state of charge. It takes way longer than driving slower and don't charge that far. And also I have steering assist on, but above 125 kilometers an hour it doesn't work. It's just off, so I only have cruise control. And if I want to see navigation, what I have to do, so if I turn down the volume of the navigation sounds, if I just want to see, I have to be in navigation. In my home screen it says navigation, but I don't see anything, and in my head-up display is also no navigation. My consumption so far is pretty good. 169 watt-hours per kilometer, and I already noticed that it's gone. I should arrive now with 10%. So let's hope that stays that way, and I want to arrive with around 10%. So if this gets higher, maybe I drive a bit faster. I don't know yet. It's 19 degrees out. I have no AC on. It's 21 degrees in here that I set it to. I arrived here at the first charger with 25%. That's my average speed. Time 2.1 hours. Average consumption just for the last 50 kilometers. There's nothing there. And right now I cannot show you the kilometers I've driven. It's just not possible when it's charging, but I'm charging with 150 kilowatt. By the way, I was wrong. You can plan a whole route. It's a bit complicated. You have to put your end destination first and then stops in the middle if you need them. You cannot switch in between. So if you want to put the stop, you cannot change the order. That was weird, but it's fine. It wants me to charge in between somewhere else, but it doesn't know that I'm charging right now, so I will charge till this here disappears and we arrive with 10% at Wernberg-Köblitz where I want to charge. Because the amazing thing is you can set in the settings under EV trip what charging network you want to use, and I put in Ionity. Where is it? There it is. Huh. Still charging with above 150 kilowatt at 43%. This is way better than in my charging test where I drove the car down to 8% and then plugged in. I only got 150 kilowatt to 20% or 30% or so. But this is better. That was a great drive. Traffic was amazing. I drove a bit faster because I arrived with 25%. So in the beginning it said I arrived with 8%, then it was 12, then 15, then 22. So I drove a bit faster because I would have arrived then with 30% or something, and that's just stupid. So the range was pretty good today, but it's perfect conditions. It's not too warm, not too hot. I only needed the AC at the end. So the last 50 kilometers or so, and on very little. So really awesome. So I look when the Allego charger in the travel plan is gone, and then we drive. How do you charge for free? I tell you, with Encharge. Encharge is an app, you install it on your phone, and when you are at a charger, you can select, hey, I'm here on this charger, and then Encharge asks you a few questions about the charger. How is it? Can you do it with a caravan, with a trailer? Can you, is there a spot where you can go to the toilet? Is there food? Is the charging infrastructure working? Is there a problem? Is it dirty? All of this stuff, and with this information, the charging provider of that location is happy to get this information, and via Encharge it gives you kilometers and stars. In these you can exchange for charging credit. So use the link in the description below and get 20 kilometers for free at the start. I charged to 60%, was pretty fast. I wanted to go to the bathroom, I couldn't, so we'll do that on the way. I tried to navigate, so it changed. The thing is, when you get out of the car and get back in, turn off the car, turn it back on, your route is gone. I said continue, and it planned a completely different route with different chargers. And I tried to get a way that it would charge at the Ionity Wernberg Köblitz, even put that as a stop point, and it even asked me, do you want to charge here? I said yes, and still it used 3 chargers, and so I was no. So I only navigated to this Ionity charger with one waypoint where we have to go, otherwise we go directly, and it's not that long. And right now it thinks I will arrive with 7%. But when I started this morning, it also did that, where it says I will arrive here with 8%, and then I arrived with 22, and I drove even faster at 25. So I don't trust it right now. It tells me 127 kilometers. I have 264 kilometers of range. I'm still driving 140. If I see this going down, arrival at 6% or something, I might slow down, but I don't think so. Just saying. I learned a few things. Number one, before, so there was the first stop, then the next stop, and the next stop, the kilometers didn't change, and I thought, what's going on? And now I know. So it only shows you for the next stop the kilometers from the previous stop. It doesn't show you from where you are right now. So the 127 it showed to this charger was plus what was before. And my state of charge at arrival, it went up to 9%, then down to 7 again, now up to 10%. So we'll see. 109 kilometers to go, 211 kilometers of range. I arrived here with 13%. We have to talk about the charging in a second. My driving data, again, kilometers I can't show you, but at the end we'll see it. And this is the consumption, last 50 kilometers, drove average speed, and 3.5 hours. So it's not very good. We do all of this at home. I'm getting 150 kilowatt. Yeah, I can't turn the steering wheel when I'm charging. All the force I have, even if the car is on, I cannot turn this to, and it's not the lock in there, I just can't turn. So the drive was good. I held the speed 140 only when there was a speed limit. I drove slower and I arrived with a normal state of charge. So this was a good run. Yeah, those displays here at Ionity, you can barely see anything. And there's a problem with charging. So when I plug in, I always get, when I don't do anything, communication error. So I have to do it again and then I have to hold. And it's important how you hold it. If it's too much up, it doesn't work, too much down. And I notice even the locking, the pin that you can't get out the CCS plug goes in. Then you move it a bit because you're not sure how you have to move it, and then it goes out again. And then it stops charging, doesn't start charging, communication error. It's so annoying, and so you have to hold it for a very long time. You can't see from there if it's starting to charge. So you look, is it working? And then, so I had this at both charger and I had it at my charging test. So every time I have communication error, and you have to hold it and in a certain position and for 30 seconds. That's really annoying. But I'm gonna put in the navigation how far we have to go now, and I want to arrive with around 10%, and then that's our last leg. For a while now I get only 70 kilowatt, so it will be a while. I have to charge to 66%. It's, what is it, 100 and something, 165 kilometers. Right now it still wants me to charge in the middle, but I hope it recognizes that I'm charging, and it doesn't do that. And I have one more problem, and it's this bag. If this bag, it weighs around 10 kilos, moves a bit too much to the middle, the car thinks someone's sitting there and doesn't have the seatbelt on, and I get the seatbelt warning, so I put the seatbelt on. All right, I charged to 64%, way too much. The car thinks I arrive with 6%. It's so not true. So it's so bad that when you're charging, you cannot see your range. It's so stupid. So I have 297 kilometers of range for 160 kilometers driving. And so far the range was, calculation looked okay. So it's way too much. 50% would have been enough, but I trusted the route planner. And again, you can't see the range. Nervig. No, annoying, sorry, German. Yeah, I lost a few minutes there. I had to wait at a light. Then now getting out, I had to wait at a light because there's some weird old car show, I think. A lot of traffic and so, and then the charger didn't work, so I lost at least 3-4 minutes here. And then before I was on the toilet 3 minutes, and before the charger also didn't work, another minute. So 8 minutes that I will deduct at the end of the time. I mean that you have to hold the plug, and it still takes a long time till communication is successful and it charges, but I'm not deducting that, it's just the car. But if it doesn't work and you have to do it again, I'm sure if you know the car and you know how to hold it, then it would work, hopefully. And I don't. So how is the BYD Seal All-Wheel Drive Excellence on a long distance trip? Let's start with the suspension. At these speeds, totally fine. Only at very high speeds it gets a bit jumpy, but till 150 and even a bit faster, it's totally okay. The seats are also okay. They're a bit warm, but we have seat ventilation, so totally fine. Cruise control is okay. Every time when you are not too close to a car, so still a good distance, and you go to the left lane, for whatever reason it slows you down a bit. That's annoying. It's very annoying that steering assist only goes to 125 kilometers, and cruise control, by the way, only goes to 150. The route planning is meh. It's so stupid that I cannot see it anywhere. Except when I have navigation in here. That's so stupid. Or audio, but I can see it anywhere. That's just stupid. Charging. Today it charged okay. The first time 150 kilowatt, and then 130, and then down. Last session here, It was 150, then it went down to 70, went back up to 89 or something. It's not incredible charging, but also not extremely horrible if you don't have to charge too high. So the 60% now was too much. 50% would have been enough. The route planner when it comes to the state of charge is totally wrong. I'm not a fan of that at all. Noise level in here is great, even at 150. It's nice and quiet in here. Sound system is okay. Listening to a podcast, the volume that it adjusts, that it goes louder when you drive faster, doesn't work that well, even though I have put it, I think, in the middle, and then I put it once up and once down. Yeah. But overall, it's an okay drive, but you cannot trust the route planner. You go by range, and it's so stupid that you cannot see your range when you're charging. It's just, I don't get it. I'm on the last stretch, only, 75 kilometers, 36 minutes. Car thinks I arrive with 9%. I'm at 36% right now. We'll see. It's a bit more busy now, but that's always here. A3 is horrible. I arrived at 12:55. Now, are you focusing? 55. With 10% and 581.6 kilometers driven. Well, data is of course stupid. Average speed, time, and average consumption is just for the last 50 kilometers. Let's analyze the data. Average consumption, like I said, the car doesn't show a real number for the whole trip. I'm estimating 220 watt-hours per kilometer, no idea. The trip showed 581 kilometers. Google Maps says it's 593. That's quite a difference. I took 340 minutes, but I deducted 8 minutes, like I said, and I get to an average speed of 107 kilometers an hour. That's not horrible. It's not amazing. Everything at 110 is really great. But it was also perfect conditions. In the beginning it wasn't too hot, and then it was nice and warm. AC had to work a bit, but not incredible. And so in the winter, in the fall, or even when it's 10 degrees or something, this of course is not the same thing, but that's with every car, by the way. When we look at the charging, 18 minutes for the first charging session, 34 kilowatt hours, 25 to 60% is an average power of 113 kilowatt. Again, it's not extremely horrible, but also not good. And the second time, at 28 minutes for 47 kilowatt hours, 13 to 64%, average power of 101 kilowatt. This 100 kilowatt average, a few years ago, 2-3 years ago, I would say that's great. Now I say, it's not that amazing. So altogether we charged 46 minutes, 81 kilowatt hours, but of course this is not for the whole trip. I charged it home when I came home. This is not included in this. This is just charging on the way. Charging overall, you have seen in the video, it's not extremely amazing. And then the communication error, it's not horrible to do this trip, but it's not a great car. It still needs a lot of things that has to be done better, and what other cars already do better. And so it all comes down to the price, if this is all fine for you, but it's a bit cheaper than other cars. That's my opinion. If you want to follow me on Instagram, BatteryLife1, and if you want to support the channel, there's a Patreon link in the description below. And here on YouTube, there's also channel membership. And if you want to know what's happening behind the scenes, I have a third YouTube channel, Behind the Battery. But that's it for me. Thank you much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.